If there's one character in the world of SpongeBob SquarePants who truly resonates with viewers, it's Squidward Tentacles. He's not as overly optimistic as SpongeBob, or as blissfully carefree as Patrick. Squidward is just like us. He experiences bouts of depression, grapples with existential crises, and often finds himself rather unhappy. While he might not be the show's main character, he's undoubtedly one of the most significant. Now, let's dive into one particular episode that offers a profound perspective on the concept of happiness, Squidville. This episode kicks off in typical fashion, with SpongeBob and Patrick causing their usual chaos, and Squidward becoming increasingly annoyed by their antics. Squidward starts venting about how frustrating it is to live with SpongeBob and Patrick, but suddenly, a TV falls from the sky, featuring an enticing ad for Squidville. The ad promises a place where Squidward can find solace among those of his own kind, a place where he won't have to deal with the bothersome duo, a place where he won't have to work a job he loathes. It's a community filled with people who share his hobbies and interests, a paradise where he can engage in activities he enjoys all day long. Squidward embarks on this exciting journey, and the initial days in Squidville are blissful. He savors the utopia he had envisioned, convinced he'll never be unhappy again. But as time goes on, the utopian life begins to lose its luster. The once pleasurable activities become routine, and being surrounded by people just like him starts feeling dull. Squidward gradually becomes dissatisfied. In a matter of days, he loses his mind and starts annoying the people around him. Much like SpongeBob and Patrick used to irritate him, he takes perverse pleasure in tormenting others, relishing in their discomfort. Finally, Squidward makes the tough decision to leave this supposed paradise behind. But why? He had everything he ever desired. He no longer had to endure a dull job, and he could enjoy his favorite pastimes all day long. What changed? The answer lies in a terrifying concept: monotony. The repetition of the same people, the same interests, the same colors day in and day out. Squidward realizes that anything, even happiness, loses its appeal when it becomes monotonous. Not only did Squidward lose his happiness, but he also lost his uniqueness. In his old life, he had at least maintained a distinct identity. He was known for his passive-aggressive attitude, his love for art, and his indifference to the world's chaos, but in the company of like-minded individuals, he no longer stood out. To break free from the monotony, Squidward resorts to actions he would never typically consider. He even finds himself missing SpongeBob, someone he rarely enjoyed the company of when he lived in Squidville. In a nutshell, Squidward lost both his identity and his pursuit of happiness in this utopia. This episode delivers a profound critique of the idea that eliminating problems and obtaining one's desires will automatically lead to contentment. Let's look at this from a philosophical perspective. Philosopher Alan Watts introduced the concept of the backwards law. It suggests that seeking happiness in the future can make us miserable in the present. Happiness is experienced in the now, not in the past or future. So, why did Squidward return to his old life, even though it seemed like he had everything he ever wanted? The answer lies in the realization that eliminating problems and attaining desires isn't a guaranteed path to happiness. Monotony can suffocate even the most promising paradise. In the end, Squidward's normal life may not have been great, but it wasn't all that bad either. It had its problems, but so does everyone's life. What sets Squidward apart is his inability to find happiness, even when circumstances seem perfect. On the other hand, characters like SpongeBob, who don't seek happiness in an idealized future, manage to find joy even in the midst of chaos. This Squidville episode provides a remarkable critique of the human pursuit of happiness and the pitfalls of idealizing a problem-free existence. What's even more fascinating is how a simple cartoon can convey such a profound message when even some live-action films and TV series struggle with the concept.